We're in Puerto Rico trying to help. We have a team down there, GroupM team, Wavemaker, Edge, MediaCom. And what we realized is that when anything happens like Irma or Maria, you got teams and you got to make sure you can help. And so what happened immediately after the storm is I reached out and said, how is everybody? And it took a couple of days to find out that at least they're all okay and they're alive. And then when you get a message from a colleague who says, but I have no drinking water for my 13-month-old baby, what do? You have a choice. You can go and make a donation, or you can sort of pledge some money, or you can get on a plane and you can take water purification. So I managed to get on a plane, collected water purification, filters, solar lamps, medications, etc. And that was the first of the trips that I've had down there, where you go down, you get in mark, and you work out how you can help. So it's that was literally days after the storm, first time in disaster zone. But now what we're on the verge of is the next hurricane season.
Yep.
And there are still problems.
So we're in the business of media and telling a story,
yep.
Right? We're storytellers. So do you think the story that we're hearing about Puerto Rico right now is an accurate reflection of the State of the Union there? If
you think about the story we're hearing right now in Puerto Rico, may I say personally, I was very frustrated when I first went down. The story and the narrative here, there was that weekend after the storm, the tweets are about the NFL and taking a knee. They weren't about thousands of Puerto Ricans at risk and potentially thousands dead. It's only this week we've now had news story to say it's being validated. The death toll is probably 4,600.
Because of protests.
And they were saying, and I was there going, they're telling me there are 10,000 people, I can't see them. They're telling me there's aircraft and military, I can't see them. I was on the ground. And it was crazy that what was being told didn't reflect reality on the ground. And I know we're in the world of fake news now, but for me personally, it was my first real experience of seeing the reality of a situation on the ground and what's being communicated through the storytelling in the media.
And what do you see, what are sort of the priorities as far as how you believe as both a company and a leader of that company, how you can make the greatest contribution and impact on the ground there over the next 12 months?
So making an impact on the ground, the real issue is that the storm when it first hit was a weather disaster. What happened after it became an economic disaster. So resilience. Resilience is a wonderful word. People who were very rich paid $25,000, they flew out and they moved to their houses in Miami. Then it got to the next class, the next class. If you go up in the campus, up into the hills, where you've got poor people living on holdings and sort of growing their own papaya and their own sort of food and their own maize, they are still in desperate need. There was no real tolerance for a storm like this, and those are the people who need help. So we got involved at the beginning to help our team, and then our team then reached out to help their communities, and then from the communities we reached out across the whole island. So this wasn't a one and done fix, this is an ongoing program. And it's interesting, we have worked with organizations on the ground there, church groups, etc., who are saying, how do we help the youth, how do we help the people most at risk, how do we help their parents? And whether it's, we're going to hear from Olga later, from the Boys and Girls Club, the PESE's organization, church groups we work with. Over the next 12 months, one, there will be more storms. Two, people are still living under roofs with plastic tarpaulins covering over their roofs. And three, there are still people who don't have power. So what we have to do as we continue the next through is still help the sustaining relief to make sure people can live their own lives and be independent.